Hello, hello. Welcome to the first episode of Teachers of Knowledge, a podcast about education and the people that make it happen. Your host today, Luis Carlos Moreno, and our guest, Lauren Berkeley. Hi,
Hi.
Lauren.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
All right. Uh, do you know what comes next?
What that you asked me questions?
Yes. Are you excited?
Oh boy, I'm glad I got that answer right. Woo! Hopefully that was the toughest one of the day. I'm very excited and ready now.
All right. Let's start then. What is the first thing that you thought of this morning?
Wow. The first thing I thought of this morning was what do I need to do to make sure I get out the door on time? That's pretty much what I thought about. Yeah.
What is the first thing on your to-do list?
First thing on my to-do list was to make sure that I didn't wake up my kids, to be quite honest. I needed to make sure I didn't wake up my kids, and then after that was to turn on the coffee pot.
Good. What is something that you feel should be on your to-do list, but it's not?
Ooh, good question. Something that should be on my to-do list but is not, is to be around the school to make sure that my face is there and that I'm smiling and happy and just there to support everybody. That's probably a top priority, and I never get it on my to-do list.
I think that it is not on your to-do list, but it's in your head.
Yeah.
What is your like your go-to breakfast?
Ooh, so I really like shakes, but I'm not a big person that likes to make them because like I said, I have to make sure that I don't wake up my children. So I like those like fresh strawberry banana shakes where I just drink it and it just like starts my day off right.
Nice, delicious. Who is your favorite artist?
Oh my goodness. So, Elsie, I have a really bad news. I am not an artistic person, therefore I've never put any power or thinking into art. If I say Leonardo da Vinci, that's just because who I learned about in school as a kid, which is great. But I couldn't go into detail or anything about that. And
I
that
think
is
that
something
that one works.
yeah, okay, there we go.
And that's a true artist. Like he has like 16 different professions. So yeah. All right. Favorite cocktail?
Ooh. So I am definitely a beer drinker. So I like McUltra, which is not very exciting whatsoever. But since moving to Panama, I'm getting into like light beer, and like Rana Dorada is my favorite place ever. So they have like some pretty cool and exciting breweries out there and drinks and beers.
Yep. What is your most prized possession?
Oh, my kids.
That's a good
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time. Don't have one again, but I'm a very big comedy person. So I like the mindless comedy. So right away coming to my mind is like Jump Street 21 or 21 Jump Street, sorry, or Bad Boys. I just like a bang bang shoot 'em up comedy.
Okay, a genre. Okay, perfect. Again, another favorite song of all times.
Favorite song of all times. Oh my goodness. There's this new one out right now that I think it's called like Chill and Relax, but it's a country song. Don't tell anyone my secret that I like country.
Everybody's gonna
Um
know.
I know, I'm so nervous now. But like when it comes to music, just like movies and everything else and artist stuff, I just like everything. So if I hear it, I like it. And it's really hard. Like I know these are very common questions and I appreciate them, but I'm always nervous to answer them because I like everything and I never memorize names of anything for some reason, which I really need to do. I need it either that or write it down. But there is this song out right now that's like about chilling and relaxing, and that's just my cup of tea.
If it makes you feel better, I don't remember name of the authors or sometimes even the books or whatever. I'm really bad at it, so don't worry.
Yay!
Do you consider yourself a morning person?
Absolutely. Holy Toledo, yes. Like meeting you here early this morning, I was like, what? I loved it.
What was your first job ever?
Ooh, I was a daycare person at a fitness gym. Always
Interesting.
have had kids in my career. Always.
Favorite book?
Oh, come on, Elsie.
Yeah, we
Favorite
have a lot
book.
of favorites in here.
I
Just say
know.
the first one that comes to mind. It doesn't have to be your favorite, but first one that comes to mind.
So when I was younger, I loved Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. It like really connected with me and made me feel good that there were so many other people experiencing so many different crazy stories. And it kind of helped me learn about empathy and how to feel and how to express that emotion.
Who is your favorite educator, celebrity, or personality? Like whatever comes to mind first.
Sandra
More into the
Bullock.
academic. Okay.
Sandra Bullock, man. She is hilarious and so talented.
Nice. Why are you in the education world?
For kids. I started in the criminal justice world and saw what could happen to kids when they fall through the cracks and when they don't have any love and support, or vice versa, when they don't have anything and they don't know how to problem solve that. Um, so I came into education to make sure that I put systems in place so that every kid had a chance not to go in the criminal justice system.
ISP in 3 words.
ISP in 3 words. All right, here we go. Growth mindset being one.
Okay.
Definitely caring. They care about everybody. And they're very mindful. Any decision that they make, they put a lot of effort into it, and it's surrounded by a lot of discussions because they try to make sure that they've acknowledged every angle or every potential obstacle that might happen. So those would be my 3 words.
Good. I was expecting something like international school, Panama. I'm kidding.
Oh my
No.
goodness, that's funny.
All right, now, kind of similar. Panama in 3 words.
Ooh, Panama in 3 words: beach, mountains, adventure.
That's a good one, and you were fast with that one. Okay.
Thank you.
If you could define your personality with one school item, what would it be and why?
One school item.
Yeah. This is a hard one, I know.
This is a very hard one. I'm thinking. So a lot of things are coming to mind, and what's really funny is it's like a lot of technology is coming to mind, and I wonder if that's because we're in the hybrid world and the COVID world. So I want to say that like this is going to be really funny because this is old school technology. The one item I could be is like an intercom, right?
Okay. Why?
Like just so I can spread as much support as possible to everyone. And that's kind of like what my goal is and to what I would like to do, like is to be there for everybody. And the only way for everybody to get the information is for me to be an intercom and say it over like the speakers.
Great item. What is the most North American thing about you?
I think my open-mindedness to the perspectives, because I was very lucky to grow up in Frankfurt, Germany and see so many different parts of the world. But because way back then we still had like the different currencies. So my family was very lucky to travel to like Africa, Italy, Spain. We went everywhere. And so that taught me a lot, seeing the different cultures and like seeing that how other people live, even being here in Panama and meeting different international people. It just truly like open-mindedness and just learning from people, because everyone has a different story to tell and you can learn something from everybody's story.
Introvert or extrovert?
Both. Depends what kind of situation. And I would say that sometimes I could lean more to the introvert, and I think that's like an issue of my own. Like I don't know if I have enough to contribute to the conversation, or I have no idea what they're talking about.
You have a lot to say, Lauren.
I know. Sorry.
No, no,
Sorry.
no. I'm saying if you always have something to contribute, like to the conversation, like so.
But I like being an extrovert. Like when I am an extrovert, I'm happy. When I'm an introvert, I'm like cautious of myself, and that doesn't feel good. So I like being an extrovert, but sometimes I lean more to the introvert.
Do you think that this is not on my questions, but do you think that you say sorry a lot?
Oh my goodness, you're going rogue, Elsie. Um, Absolutely. All the
Okay.
time. All the time.
Do you have any regrets?
I actually live by the idea that you should never have any regrets because it brings on too many negative thoughts. Yeah. So I'm a big, strong believer that when you look at things that happened, whether or not they went, you're happy about them, you learn from them. It's all about the way you think.
I think that that's one of my favorite answers. What is the last thing that made you cry? Last thing that made you cry?
Oh my goodness,
It can be
Elsie.
a movie.
Wow. I know. I'm like, do I go super personal on this?
It's also an
Um,
opportunity, you know?
yeah, right? Like, who knows? We could take this real deep right now. So the last thing that made me cry, uh, so crying for me is something that like I like to keep to myself, which isn't necessarily a good thing. But the last thing that made me cry is I went on a little weekend getaway here in Panama. And when I came home, my lovely neighbors had left some little gifts in my house. And the gifts just touched me. And it was one of those like, couldn't hold it back kind of thing. And and it was out of pure happiness and just thankfulness and like, welcome to Panama. Life is starting again. Right.
That's so cool. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. That's a good reason to cry for.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I thought that was a good one to share because like those little things can go so far, right? Like the little knickknacks in my house was like a little toy truck for my son. My daughter got a coloring book and I got some flowers. And like
I love
that
flowers.
those things can go so far. Exactly. And it just reminds you that people care and sometimes you need that reminder.
So, sometimes I experience that only with animal.
Yeah.
Words, right? Words are powerful. So, yes. Last question. What
Oh.
do you want to be remembered for?
Um just that I was always there and happy to help. Not that I had the best ideas or had all the answers. I'm learning that really the imprint that I want to leave is that, like, this is going to be really morbid, but I don't want it to be. But, like, if you think about, like, if you were going to go, what would people say at your funeral? So let's talk about leaving ISP being my funeral, right? Like, what would you want them to say about you? Um, just that she was always there and she was happy to help, and that if you needed anything, call Lauren, right? And it doesn't mean that I had the answers. It doesn't mean that I did it. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a commercial. It doesn't mean that like I had all the answers, but it was just like I could be an ear to listen, a shoulder to lean on, right? Or make you laugh, or solve the problem, or just give you another perspective and just bounce off that ideas, or be that person that you went on vacation with, or be that person that you went on a walk with. Like I don't care what it is. I just want to be known as a happy, supportive, helpful, kind, thoughtful person.
That was a great answer. All
Yeah, you're
right.
laughing at
So,
me because you're like, oh my good Lord, that
no,
girl
no,
has a
no.
long ways to go.
All right. Thank you so much, Lauren. This has been really cool. This is a little bit more about Lauren. And if this is the first episode of Teachers of Knowledge, and if you want to be part of it, please contact us. Thank you, Lauren.
Elsie, thank you so much for your time and having me on your podcast today. This has just started my day off right, and I'm like literally my cheeks hurt from smiling so much. So thank you.
I'm so glad. Bye.
Bye.